Hi, welcome to the San Isabel Nature Center. The overall building is about 6,000 square feet. It includes an exhibit area, some office space, and a community center. The building itself is LEED certified, which stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. And so in order for a building to be LEED certified, it has to have a zero net energy use. So during the day, we have solar panels on the roof, and we have about 28 kilowatts of energy generated each hour. That's enough to power about 4 homes. And so we generate more energy than we use all day. That energy is put back out on the grid for local residents to use. At night, when there's no sun out, we bring energy back to keep everything powered up. But again, to be certified, we have to generate at least equal or more energy than we use. So these are the bells at the Santa Isabel Nature Center. And one of the things you'll notice is that we don't have the ropes hanging from the clapboards. And there's a really good reason for that. These things are incredibly loud. And if you were to stand here and ring them, it causes your head to have like a sound wave hit it. And to me, it almost felt like it would cause hearing damage. And so we removed the ropes. The other thing too is you're inside the building, and about every 5 minutes, you'd hear ding, 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 ding. And so we decided it was, for all our sanity, we decided to take the ropes off them. But if you're tall enough, you can always ring them. And that wasn't a very hard ring. If I had a rope, you can imagine how loud it would sound. So the Santa Isabel Loop Trail is here at the Nature Center. It starts and ends at the Nature Center. It's about a 3.5 mile loop where you start out in kind of the meadow area, hike up the hillside, follow the ridge line, you get some beautiful views of the Santa Isabel Valley. And then you're back down through the tree line and back to the Nature Center. So this is our children's play area, mostly made of natural materials. We do have a plastic slide, but everything else is natural materials. So we have some balance areas, some climbing areas, things to jump around on and climb on. So it's pretty cool for kids to come out and hang out here. And I can personally say this is a fun climbing thing. I've actually jumped up there many times to get a nice view of the area from it. 99% of the time you're going to see squirrels, rabbits, just about any time you're out here. Gophers, have a lot of them. Things you'll see less often but fairly frequently: fox, bobcats, we have possum, raccoons, skunks. We see them fairly typical on a fairly typical basis. Things you're not going to see as much: mountain lions. Now there are a lot of them here. As a matter of fact, I just had a mountain lion sighting about a week ago. Was the largest one I've seen. I've been up here, like I say, about 8-9 years, and I've had that was my 6th sighting of a mountain lion, and I'm up here a lot. So they're always around. You know, so you always got to be aware, but they're not. From my perspective, they're not really a big issue. They tend to avoid people. Yeah, I've been doing this job, partly this job, for about 9 years now. I retired, and it's a second career for me, and I really absolutely love it. I was really looking for something where I could kind of give back to the community, do a lot of fun stuff, and it's amazing that you get paid for doing it. So for me, it's just a perfect match. I love the interaction with people, and I love working with kids and kind of sharing my passion for the wildlife. Ingham and oak are unique to Southern California. You don't really find them anywhere else in the world. And they're very specific to the elevation they grow at. So they grow only between 1,000 feet and 4,000 feet. They're most prominent in 2,500 to 3,500 feet. And so the most trees in Southern California are in San Diego County, and the most trees in San Diego County are in this area right here. So there's also an Engelmann oak here, and you can usually tell the type of oak it is by the leaf itself. So the Engelmann oak leaves are kind of a darker green. They're not like the bright green that you would see on some of the other oaks. And they're typically, once it gets older, will have serrated leaf edges. So here we are in the lobby of our nature center. And so one of the things I really love about this wall here is this is actually a photo from Kanaka up in the mountains up here around us. So all of the murals and stuff you see on the wall are actually made from photos of the area. So you can kind of get a good idea of what is out there waiting for you if you go out for a hike. So welcome to our exhibit area. And this is room is broke up into a number of different sections. So the first section here talks about the geology of the area. And so this area was actually, the mountains here were created by seismic activity and tectonic plates moving. So we have a subduction zone which actually comes under and raises up the mountains here. And so we're on an active fault line. The Elsinore fault that runs through this area starts in Elsinore, runs in through Temecula, comes around the base of Vulcan Mountain, and then heads back east out to the San Andreas fault line. And so not real active. We've had 3 or 4 earthquakes, maybe 4 or 5 years ago in the 3 range, but just enough to let us know that things are still moving around here. There's 1% of the land in the United States have visibility of the Milky Way, and this area is one of them. So only 1% of the people in this country can see the Milky Way on a normal evening. And so one of the things that's happened is local to our area here, Borrego Springs has become a dark sky city, which means they have specialized lighting restrictions and guidelines so that you don't have lights in the neighborhoods that put out a lot of ambient light that cause the sky not to be as visible. Julian is in the process of trying to get that same accreditation. And so we definitely support that. We have do a lot of dark sky events. We do sky shows, we have night hikes, and all those are possible because of us having dark skies in the area. So this area speaks to the watersheds we have here in the area, and one of the things that's really cool about this area is we actually have 4 watersheds within about 20 miles from here, the beginnings of watersheds that feed rivers in the county. So we currently get a percentage of our water from our local reservoirs. A lot of it now comes through the Colorado River through aqueducts, but we still have 4 or 5 major water sources here in the area that we do pull water from the county. San Diego County is a biodiversity hotspot. So with our coastal regions, our foothills, our mountain and desert regions, we have a lot of different ecosystems, most of the ecosystems that you find in the world. And so this area particularly, we have a lot of wildlife, nature, plants, insects, mammals, and this whole area here speaks to that. A very big threat to our oaks in the area is a very tiny bug called the gold-spotted oak borer, and it's just been wreaking havoc on our oak trees. So it's different than most borers that the oak trees have been fighting off for thousands and thousands of years. A typical borer will tunnel into the wood and tunnel around a little bit, but they won't do that much damage to the tree to stop the water from flowing up through the roots. The gold-spotted oak borer actually circles the whole tree, and so it cuts every path of water from the root system up into the canopy, and so it actually will kill a tree. And I've seen beautiful trees that were probably 200 or 300 years old, 60, 70 feet tall, 50 feet wide, die in a period of about a year, go from bright, green, beautiful to being dead just because it kills a water source for it so quickly. Coronavirus has had a pretty big impact on us up here in the preserves and the Nature Center. And so we initially saw a lot of extra visitation from people. We were one of the areas that was still open, so we had a lot of people traveling from all over the county coming up here. So on a busy weekend, maybe Saturday or Sunday, we'd have about 300 people visiting the preserve and hiking. And I think with the peak, it was probably in the 1,400 to 1,500 count number for people visiting the preserve. So that's quieted down a lot since the coast is open, the beaches are open, and a lot of the other parks in the area are open. So we're kind of getting back to normal. And about 2 weeks ago, we opened up our Nature Center. And so we're having guests come in now, and so you're able to come in and view the exhibit area, and all the trails are open for hiking, all the parking is open. So we're actually getting a lot more equestrians coming out again, and so it's good to kind of get things back to normal again. And we're hoping probably maybe this fall to start doing some of our craft events and some of our educational programs. Those are still on hold right now because we're trying to keep the groups down, the groups that we have here down.